Hello, Pisces. Welcome and welcome back to Pisces Network, you guys. I hope you're doing well. Checking to see if my nails are dirty, child. I was just eating. And then some of you guys might be grossed out if my nails were dirty because I was just eating some food. So, welcome back, y'all. Random thoughts. We're going to get into another Pisces reading for you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I really appreciate you guys. And I hope these messages help you however you may need them with whatever situations you guys could be dealing with, okay? Oh, Lord. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. If you booked a personal reading, they are processing, okay? I told members that I was dealing with some things with my kids, like school. I thought I had resolved it. And part of it was resolved, but there's just been a lot of back and forth. And your girl is over it, okay? But I still have to do what I have to do. So, thank you for your patience if you booked a reading. They will be out very soon. Also, thank you guys for booking. I really appreciate it. If you do want to book a reading, all that information is below. The link to book is in the description box. There are 3 options to choose from, depending on what you would like to know. So it's there if you need it. Also, if you guys would like to join the membership, that link is in the description box as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just going to get into it, Pisces. We're not gonna, let's just see what Spirit wants you to know, okay? So guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God, for Pisces, when it comes to what they need to know, Spirit. Oh yeah, please don't bring anything into your life that doesn't belong, Pisces. Manage your mental health. I say that at the beginning of these readings because a lot of people who watch tarot, sorry to tell you, are insane. Some of y'all are crazy. And we've all got our own specific level of crazy. So I never want to judge you or make you feel judged for your specific level of insanity. Because, you know, the way things are set up, we're all a little insane. However, you have to be responsible for your mental health. It is no one else's responsibility. And if you watch these readings and you're not in a stable space mentally, you need to figure that out. Okay? I don't care what people tell you. A lot of times these folks be using y'all for your money and they prey upon you when your mental state is shaky or the foundation is cracked. So just keep that in mind because you don't want to be setting yourself up to be someone's victim. Kind of like how we talked about in the last reading. I just love and care about whoever passes my path. And even if I don't know you, I still love and care for you. And I don't want you to be victimized or targeted. So please do not allow any of these readings, whether they're mine or anyone else's, to negatively affect your mental state. Because if it's starting to do that, then you need to stop watching. Okay? Ooh. Action and patience. 16 and 17. Some of you may have to go back a step. Hostilities. Interesting. That's crazy. Okay. And then contract. Interesting. So Pisces, there's a situation here. First of all, you may have to go back a step, right? Like if you're on step 4, you may have to go back to step 3. If you're on step 2, you may have to go back to step 1. Back to square one. Okay. There's something here. When the action card comes out, it's talking about your thoughts moving faster than your feet. So you want to take action and you're moving a lot quicker mentally than you are physically. So you may have a strategy or a plan or a set of steps that you've set out to follow when it comes to accomplishing a goal that you have or taking care of business that you need to handle. But there may be some delays with you actually being able to process what you're doing. There's somebody who's pestering you Because I swear, I literally have gnat traps all around the house, and I barely ever see any gnats like when I'm just regularly moving around in my house. But whenever I turn on these readings, it's like they come over here and they're like, what's going on? What you got going on over here? What you doing? What you doing? Let me see. What you doing? And it's just really irritating. So I just feel like some of you may be feeling a little bit frustrated because when you get ready to do something, it's like there's always this pestering, irritation energy that you may have to encounter, and it may feel like it takes you longer to do things that should be simple, but Spirit is telling you to have patience. You definitely have the clock right here, so this is about divine timing, Wheel of Fortune energy. This is about the universe stepping in to make things happen. And I feel like a lot of you guys are in a place where you're being asked to have patience because the universe, Spirit, God, Source, whoever you believe in or pray to, is balancing something out, okay? 26 hostilities is crazy. Somebody is really trying to keep you from gaining some type of value in your life. Door to value. The door to value has been open. And I feel like you guys have been walking towards it, getting closer to it, and there's just somebody standing there like, I dare you to try to walk into this door of value. I dare you to try to walk through this threshold of money, value, and abundance. Because if you try, I'm going to try to slash you with this proverbial sword, which is maybe somebody talking junk. Maybe somebody is gossiping. Maybe somebody's slandering you. Maybe someone is trying to manipulate you and get your thoughts in a negative place so that you don't succeed or you think you can't succeed. Whatever it is, this is blatant. This is overt. They're not trying to cover it up. They're doing it right in your face. And it's really given like pressed. Okay. But there's something legal or possibly something spiritually contractual that is coming in the works that will balance this out. This could be litigation for a personal grievance that you have, whether it's through lawsuits, class actions, filing complaints and things like that legally, or it could be so nasty and so rude. FedEx. It could be loud. I was about to say loud. It could be laws and stuff that are being passed that you really don't have any control over, but that will benefit you in some way against whoever or whatever this energy is that's being very overtly hostile towards you accomplishing a goal. But the interesting part to me is the 17 and the 16, the fact that they're in sequential order, but they're going backwards like a countdown. So there could be a countdown to something. Just take it how it resonates. Also, I see the intervals of 6. So 10 could be significant and 6 could be significant because you have the contract card, which is number 6. You have 10 more, which is 16 on the patience card, and 10 more, which is 26 on the hostilities card. So 10, 20, 30. Okay. 6, 16, 26. 7 plus 1. Ooh, the sun. Yes. There's something that is legally going to create a new beginning, or there's something. There's a new beginning that you're going to have, a fresh start that you're going to have in a situation that could be legal in nature, or that could be related to some type of legalities. Interesting though. 17. 1 plus 7 is an 8. So I feel like you're being guided down your path. This is your spiritual path. This is what you're meant to be doing. I feel like a lot of you guys are walking in your purpose. So it's not necessarily like you're doing the wrong thing and that's why you're getting delays. I feel like you're doing the right thing and that's why people are kind of trying to target you. But you are walking down your path, and I feel like this is a part of your fate and your destiny. Then you have 16, which means that it's like Spirit is assisting you and guiding you, helping you move forward. They're giving you a lot of like spiritual messages, spiritual nudges, things like that to help you along your path. Synchronicities, numbers, angel numbers, different signs, different animals that you might see, whatever it may be, so that you can move forward. Because you're having to make decisions when moving forward that may be difficult because of the tension that you're feeling with people around you. The decisions that you're making are decisions that you've been guided to make. It's fated. It's like destiny. And yes, you have free will. But it's like these were always the decisions that were set in stone that you would have to make on this particular life journey. And I feel like you're making those decisions properly. 26 is an 8. 17 is an 8. Okay. So we have a lot of interesting like connectivity with the numbers. But the action card is basically saying like, hey, you know, you may want to move really quickly in your mind, or you may like have this plan laid out in your mind, and you can think through all of the steps, but it's harder to actually act on those steps or act on that strategy. Now, I do want to read this card, Patience. It says peaceful presence, letting go of depression. Okay. This card shows a beautiful angel holding a clock in the stillness of winter. Her quiet, peaceful energy is telling you that it's time to release the old urgency and to look at things with a much deeper, clearer perspective. Okay, so the urgency could be this action card. When this card is upright, it's telling you to relax and let go of the single-minded desperation that's been driving you. Don't try to force your will on only one option. When you think there's only one solution to satisfy your need or to make you happy, you're blocking many other potential solutions from coming your way. Let go of the anxiety and be flexible. Be patient, open, and creative. Choose to be peaceful in the present. The universe has more options than you may be aware of. Quiet your mind, broaden your perspective, and let them come through. Yeah. So some of you guys may have been like receiving some tension, apprehension, you know, conflicts, blockages, challenges, because maybe Spirit is trying to help you find a better solution. Now, the action card talks about energizing effort and willingness to work. So it says that this card tells you that now is the time for more aggressive forward movement. But look at what it's paired with. So we have to be objective about it, okay? The galloping horses represent intentional and concentrated action directed to your goals. This card upright indicates that you are on the right track, but your determined efforts must increase. It's kind of a contradiction, right? Okay. The white horse is interaction of spirit and thought, and the black horse is the outer work that still needs to be done. So continue taking action and trust your intuition. In time, you'll break through and see the results you've been working so hard to create. So I feel like Spirit is saying don't force it, to be honest with you, because there's this contradiction that talks about your efforts must increase. But then the Patience card was basically saying that it's time to release the old urgency and to look at things with a much deeper perspective. So if you've been really trudging away at something, if you've been really putting your nose to the grindstone and trying to make something happen, I feel like this is a reflective moment. This is a reflective time. This is a time where your spirit team wants you to look at everything you've been able to accomplish and everything that's maybe still a challenge for you. They want you to look at all four corners of your situation and really understand the energy of what the situation is trying to give. Like, what's the vibe? What is it giving? Okay. If it's giving, you know, that you're focusing on doing things one way and then that's the way that you're going to succeed, that may not be what it's giving in reality. Like, Spirit may be trying to show you something different. If you feel like you need to put more effort towards something because you haven't been putting forth as much effort, then maybe you want to adjust. It just kind of feels like your spirit team wants you to find a solution that's in the flow of whatever it is that you're doing, or that's in the flow of your life. I definitely feel like they don't want you to force things. Okay? It's kind of like, yeah, if you feel like you, like, just say you've been working really hard, but you feel like you have to work even harder. Spirit is like, hold up, swell up. You might need to reevaluate that. Because maybe you have been working really hard. Maybe you do need to take a break. Maybe you have been neglecting certain things in your life that you need to do in favor of keeping some rigid pace that's just not realistic. Maybe there's an ebb and a flow when it comes to the energy of the universe. I'm not an astrologer, but whenever astrology does things, when astrology start dancing and moving and stepping, sometimes certain things that you were doing in a different astrological period may not work in the current astrological period. And what I found, and now that it's Cancer season, okay, listen, baby, I took a nap. Today is Tuesday. I ain't got no videos for y'all. I'm filming. But yesterday, guess what I did? I was sleeping. Because for whatever reason, my body just said, bitch, sleep. Lay your ass down. Put your head on the pillow. Close your eyes. Go to bed. Like, I could not get out the bed. And it was really bad because, like, man, it's like every time I get this momentum, I really try to capitalize on it because, like, it's hard for me. It really is, you guys. Like, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I know that for whatever reason, due to my connectivity and due to the way that I pray and due to my connection to spirit, there's just things that I'm not going to do. There's just things that I'm not going to be able to do. Like, spirit has God, source, universe, the creator of all life on this earth and beyond, has made it very clear to me that if I'm not meant to be doing something, I'm not going to do it because it will be so hard. It will be like pulling a boulder uphill, like, not a Hephaestus. Is that a Hephaestus? I think Greek or Roman mythology of the man who he wasn't cursed, but it was like his retribution. He had to pull a boulder uphill or push a boulder uphill forever and eternity. I guess to save Earth somehow. It was like it kind of felt like a punishment, I guess. I don't remember the name of the mythology, the person in mythology who did this, but he had to like constantly push this boulder uphill and it would just roll back down and he would have to push it uphill again. That's how it is if I'm doing something I ain't supposed to be doing. It is complicated. It is hard. For example, when I was doing not Uber Eats, I was doing DoorDash for a while, you guys, because I was just really trying to make money and make sure that my family was taken care of. I am not a lazy bitch. I don't mind going and getting a job. I've worked at grocery stores. I've worked at auto parts stores. I've worked doing any type of ride share. I've done shift work. Like, I really don't be playing. But every single time, like, and that's one thing about some of us who are chosen. It's like we can't just do anything and be anywhere. God really be protecting you. And that's why you have to really manage the fear and you have to make sure that your faith is high, because the more that you try to fight against the fear, the more you feel like trapped. And when you surrender and you release that fear and you just let God kind of guide you and lead you, the stressors that were causing you to make those decisions kind of disappear and you don't even realize it, but you have to be able to go with the flow. So, for example, I was doing DoorDash and I was out late as hell every night trying to do DoorDash, dangerous conditions, not really, but kind of, And I feel like every woman, just saying, because of things that are going on, you may want to invest in some type of protections that are more than just mace or a pointy stick that's made of metal, right? Or, whatever you got, a taser or whatever, you might want to invest in a firearm and go to the range and practice. But I was equipped, put it that way. So I didn't really think that it was dangerous, but it was. And it was difficult because it was like tearing down my car and like, it was just so much. God told me, girl, you ain't supposed to be doing that. Guess what happened? Got a flat fucking tire. Was stranded. I was stranded from like midnight in the middle of an order. I picked up an order, right? Saw a Quick Trip because I had no idea where I was. I was in the middle of fucking nowhere, bro. And I'm in Georgia. And sometimes in Georgia, you can be in the middle of fucking nowhere before you know it. Okay, just letting you know. 1 minute there's civilization, the next minute you're down a road that you've never seen before, and there's no street lights or signs, and you're in the middle of nowhere. So that's basically what happened. So because I was raised a certain way, I was picking up landmarks, right? Because I was just getting tired, and I was like, let me deliver this order. They had me delivering an order to a motel, which is crazy. That's another thing, right? It was crazy. It was slick dangerous, right? So this man, he was like, just leave the pizza at the door or whatever. So I had to go into the motel. But it was okay because they had a front desk area and it was cool, whatever. So as I'm like driving to the motel, I get this weird feeling like my stomach, my stomach drops. Like I get this weird feeling in the pit of my stomach as if like I'm about to skydive or something. It was so strange. I pull up to the hotel. I just passed by the Quick Trip because I was coming from the pizza place, and I passed the Quick Trip, and I'm like, okay, that's a landmark. I know that when I turn left down this street, the Quick Trip is on the corner. I can come back and turn right. The Quick Trip will be right there. My stomach falls to the pit of my stomach, like the inside. I'm about to take the pizza in. My car lights up and says low tire pressure. I'm like, what the fuck? I just went over a railroad track in the dark, couldn't see anything. I went slow, still couldn't see anything. My tire pressure all of a sudden starts dropping. I get out of the car, I see my tire, and I can hear it going. Tss. I'm panicking, bitch, because I know now I done caught a flat, right? There's some type of nail in my tire, something happened, right? So I immediately think, like, randomly, let me just pull the car up a little bit, because where I was listening to where the pressure was like escaping, and I could hear it like at the top, like right hand corner of the tire. So if I just pulled up a little bit, it would roll around and sit hopefully on top of the place where the air was coming out. So at least I could drop the order off, end my shift on DoorDash, and get back to the Quick Trip. That's what I did. It worked. I got back to the Quick Trip. I tried to pump air in my tire. It was literally doing nothing. So my tire was completely like fucked. Child, I sat there. I called roadside assistance because I had roadside assistance with my insurance. And I called roadside assistance. They found a contractor to come out, but I didn't have the money. Like, I did not have the money. And it was like everything that I had just earned that night went to getting this tire fixed. And I had to call my ex-husband, and he was acting like he was just acting like, well, what do you want me to do? You know, I got the kid, like, cause he had the kids at this point. I feel like it was a weekend or something. And he had the kids, and he's like, well, I got the kids and I need money to make sure that. I said, I'm stranded in the middle of fucking nowhere. You're gonna have the kids forever if you don't help me now. Like, this is the dumbest conversation. I said, you need to send me something now so that I can pay these people to get my car out off of this parking lot. So, long story short, we figured it out. So, luckily, Quick Trip has the Wells Fargo ATM in there. And the guy was like, well, if you pay me in cash, because I was haggling his ass. I was nickel and diming his ass. He was like, oh, well, we could bring you a new tire. I said, no, bring me a used tire. He was like, okay, well, we got to find a used tire that's your right size. So that might take a little longer. I'm like, fine. I don't care how long it takes. Find me the cheapest used tire with tread on it that you can find, because I'm not dumb. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know what good tread looks like and bad tread looks like. Find me the cheapest one that you can find, because what ended up happening was, like, he couldn't find a used tire that night. So then he ended up saying, like, because they came out and they looked at the tire. He was like, I don't know if I can patch it, because I have the stuff to change my tire and put the donut on my tire. But if he could come out and I was paying roadside assistance to patch it, I'm just like, okay, patch it. So he was like, well, the way it looks, I don't know if I'm going to be able to patch it, because it was a bad, like, situation, I guess. So I looked at it. I'm like, okay, whatever. So he got back to the place. He was like, I got to go back to my shop to see if it'll even let me patch it. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to find a used tire to get you, you know, squared away, to get you what you need. I said, whatever you got to do, just do it. So long story short, he ended up patching my tire. truth be told, to be honest with you, I think it's still patched. And funny I'm talking about this. I need to go check on that. But he ended up patching my tire. And you know what? Since then, I think I figured something out. I think I got a used tire after that. Child, whatever. I'm just saying that whole situation, I know I just sat here for 10 minutes and talked to y'all. But like literally, I try to give you guys the testimonies that I have, because sometimes when you're in shit, like you're really deep in it and you're shoveling it and you're, trudging through it and you don't have boots on. So the boo-boo is, just the BS is just sinking in and soaking into your shoes and your socks, and it's squishy and nasty. Sometimes you get so close to the trees that you may lose sight of the forest. And I just want you guys to have these testimonies so that you can remember these things. And like when you're in a situation that's fucked up, you can be like, you know what? It's not just about me, you guys. It's whenever you hear these stories. But like, you know what? I remember when Casey said that, she was going through that situation. And guess what, y'all? I got out of it. I figured it out. And just other things took place in my life to where I didn't have to DoorDash. I just put my mind to what God wanted me to do, and I really prayed about it and asked for direction, and that's what happened. So, I don't know. I said what I said. 26, hostility says defenses are up, aggressive energy. This card shows a man raising his sword in readiness to do battle. When it comes upright, it reveals a situation where hostilities towards you are about to be or have already been engaged. Okay, since it's in the kind of like current moment, well, it's kind of in the past position, the recent past. So I feel like recently these hostilities have already been engaged. Okay, but for some of you, they could be kind of happening now and you're transitioning through it. It also says the aggressive energy may be verbal or emotional, with someone in your environment being excessively critical, demanding, or hurtful. In a work or social situation, there may be backstabbing or out and out slander going on. This is different from the not decent. Whoever these people are not decent. Like some people have hostility towards you, but they're still cordial. They're nice, nasty. They're kind of catty, but it's more like waspy. Like, waspy, when you describe someone who's waspy, it's like the old women, like the way the old women used to back in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. Like they wouldn't really insult you, but they would insult you. They would insult you by complimenting you. That's waspy. That's what the deceit card talks about, which is basically the more covert hostility. This is like the ghetto. I'm going to put my finger in your face. I'm going to look at you sideways and, give you the evil eye in your face type of energy. This is out and out, just ridiculous, right? So they say this is different from the deceit card because the hostile energies are more apparent, more overt. In fact, you may have been living with them for some time. But whether this is new or old energy, now's the time to regain control. Allowing dishonoring treatment from others is an open invitation to the universe to send you more. It may feel risky, but you need to have the courage to stand up for yourself now and always. Yep. And I feel like it's because you started making more money. So this could be someone you live with. This could be someone you socialize with, in a friends group with, have some type of community engagement with. This could be someone who's possibly a coworker. You never know. But it feels like it's because you've opened some type of door to value in your life, or you've created some type of value in your life that people are now like, all bets are off. Fuck Pisces. We're going to come at you crazy. That's what it kind of feels like. And they say that someone could be being excessively critical, demanding, or hurtful. And this could be in a work or social situation. So some of you guys, this is your competition. Some of you guys, these are your coworkers, your boss, people in your department, whatever it is that's going on. These are people who are seeing you have some type of increase, or maybe your vibe is shifting. You're not angry at work all the time, or you're feeling more positive, and people just feel this, aversion to your light. That's what it basically boils down to. It's not about necessarily the money that you're making. It's not necessarily about the advancements that you have. That's part of it. But it's more so just a matter of the fact that people are perturbed and put off, disgusted even by your light. Okay? And that's what it boils down to. So you've been dealing with this aggressive energy. People could be gossiping about you. That's been coming up a lot in the readings as well, is gossip cards in many different decks. Okay? And I feel like people just have a lot to say about what it is that you're doing. And you could be taking action to try to deal with this, because there could be some type of legal situation going on. But I feel like more so with the contract card, Spirit is basically saying that this situation is going to balance itself out. And with the patience card being here and Spirit kind of wanting you to remember that there may be another option that you don't see, that your spirit team is trying to work out for you. I feel like Spirit is trying to work this out for you without you having to put in much effort. It's like with this action card, yeah, you may think about things that you want to do to solve the problem, but you can't really act on it, or there's just a lot going on where it feels like you're getting doors closed in your face and you can't really make any headway or progress. I think that's Spirit's way of telling you like, hey, we got this. We're going to handle this. We're going to handle these people. We're going to take care of this person. And then it's going to be resolved. Okay. Now the contract card says partnership, legal commitment. Okay. This card shows a contract in the background ready to be signed, indicating a committed connection of some sort. This union may be a business deal, the sale of a home, a new job, or even a commitment in marriage. Whatever the connection, this card is more than a casual agreement. It's usually something that requires a document that's binding, at least for the time being. The scales of justice also indicate that if a legal action is underway, it is likely to turn out in your favor. This card shines a light on potential new opportunities. So remain aware and receptive to what may be coming your way. So what Spirit is saying in both of these cards, patience and contract, is that you guys need to be open and aware and receptive to different opportunities or solutions that could come up, because I feel like this is about your spirit team basically trying to help you find solutions in a situation that looks unresolvable. Okay, especially with somebody coming towards you really aggressively. They're like, hey, we see this aggression, right? It's causing you to have some type of delays. It's causing you to be held back, held up, set back, whatever the situation is. But this is a part of your destiny. Your spirit team knew that this was going to happen. They prepared for it. They're like, okay, we got you. We're about to give you some solutions. So if there's weird compromises that people want to make, or I can't even explain it. It's kind of like a situation where, like, for example, when I had that flat tire, it didn't necessarily work out the way I wanted to, but I knew that it worked out. Okay, so basically, I think what he did, he patched my tire. And then basically he was like, look, I do really good patches. I can patch it. Because when he got back to his shop, he wasn't sure before he got there. But once he got there, he said he could patch it. He was like, if you still want a used tire, he was like, what I'll do for you is give you half off a used tire, which is basically dirt cheap. It's nothing. And he was like, but you have to come back to the shop. And, it was a weird situation. He was like, but I can patch it right now. And this will last you like 3 months, whatever. I chose to go with just patching it. He was like, if you ever do want to come back to the shop, you can, and I'll still honor the discount. I was like, okay, cool. But I ended up never really coming back to the shop. I think I got a used tire from somewhere else. I don't know what I did, y'all, being honest. But basically, like, the option may not have been what I wanted, because I really did want a used tire, but he didn't have any in the size that I needed for my car. So I just took the option that was available, and it ended up coming out cheaper. Most of the expense was that he had to come out late at night for like labor and stuff, but it ended up coming out cheaper than getting a used tire for the moment, and that was better for me financially. So whatever solution is being presented to you may not be originally like what you set out to achieve or what you want, but it could be a solution that actually benefits you more in the long run. Okay. What else? Because this feels like Spirit is trying to tell Pisces something. What else? Here we go. Oh, the innovator. See what I'm saying? You're not meant to follow the crowd. Choose the path less traveled and unlock the power of your mind. So Spirit is trying to give you like light bulb moments. You're about to have a light bulb moment, or maybe you've already had one recently. You guys are very creative and innovative. You have a lot of ideas. You're able to take one thing and turn it into something else. You're able to transmute something. You're able to alchemize things. A lot of you guys can do that because of your creativity and your intelligence. So they're trying to get you to use those skills. Damn, the villain. Someone's trying to be... Okay, so if y'all been following the Diddy trial, wasn't it so funny when Kid Cudi was like... When Kid Cudi said that Diddy was looking like a Marvel supervillain, standing by the window with his back turned to Cudi when he came in to talk about his car. So if you haven't been following the trial, Kid Cudi is another musician who was dating or interested in dating Diddy's then girlfriend, Cassie, which was actually his ex-girlfriend, because they were on a break. They weren't together, but because Diddy is possessive and warlocky, he thought he owned Cassie. So she started dating this guy named Kid Cudi. And he's in the music industry too. But then Diddy found out and allegedly Molotov cocktailed his Cudi's car. So then they wanted to deal with it, hash it out, talk about it. So Cudi suggested a place to meet. And Diddy was like, great, I definitely know that place. And when Cudi showed up to talk about the situation with Diddy, he said that ninja was standing by the window with his back turned to the door where Cudi was walking in, with his hands behind his back, looking like a Marvel supervillain. And that shit was almost one of the most hilarious. I feel like that was the most hilarious detail of this trial. I digress. That's immediately what I thought about when I saw this girl on the card like this. Like, you can't see me. I'm a villain. I just, I want to be like a comic book character. It's like somebody's kind of corny. You get what I'm saying? But it says, someone is working against you to disrupt your success. Be vigilant and protect yourself against the evil eye. We got to figure out who this is. The entertainer. You're entering a period of happiness. See, that's what I'm saying. You're entering a period of happiness. Positive and sociable times are afoot. Expect things to go well at this time. See, that's what I'm saying. Whatever the situation is, it's going to be worked out, or it's already being worked out. I feel like there definitely could be some legal action that's being taken, but I just feel like we got to look at this villain energy real quick. We got to see what this is about. Because it seems crazy, y'all. Hold on. I'm trying to find what deck I want to use for this. You know what? I'm going to use this Radiant Wise Tarot because I haven't used it for a while. I like switching up the decks that I use periodically, you guys, because sometimes I use certain ones for certain readings. Like for the career readings, I have a specific deck that I only use for career readings because every time I've used that deck, the messages have been about career, which is crazy. But there are certain decks, I switch them up because I don't want the energy to get stuck on the deck. But this is crazy. Let's try to figure out who this villain is doing all this hostile shit first, because I know that's what y'all really want to know. Because y'all be like, ooh, who is this? How dare you? Y'all be like, or you be like, I already know who it is. 8 of Wands was at the bottom. Okay, so Spirit, who is this person sending this hostility towards Pisces? Who is this villain energy working against Pisces? Please, Spirit, identify for clarity. Who is doing this? Who's the villain? Who's being hostile towards Pisces? Bitch, the deck is not reversed, but the Seven of Cups came out reversed. Magician, Two of Cups. So this is definitely about communication, conversation. Could be gossip. Whoever this is manipulating the truth. Or they're manipulating the situation so that you don't have any options. That's what they're trying to do. But you know what's crazy? I'm getting this vibe that this person is trying to control a situation that's not controllable. Excuse me. Like your destiny. It feels like they're doing this because they're upset or in pain. Wow. Their cards in reverse. I did not know this deck was like this. I thought all the cards were upright. Ooh. So somebody lost their position. Seven of Wands reversed. It could definitely be an Aries. Seven of Cups reversed is like, it could possibly be an Aries with the Magician. It could be a Gemini maybe. It could be a Taurus, possibly Virgo, Capricorn. I don't know. Yeah. Libra, Taurus, Aries, Scorpio, possibly Gemini. But somebody lost their position. And I feel like it was this Queen of Wands. And whoever this person is feels like it was unfair. It's not right. It wasn't meant to go down that way. And they're really just disappointed. But with the Temperance upright, kind of reminds me of the Patience card. Which it's like, I feel like this person is disappointed, or whoever this is who's sending you this hostility, trying to manipulate the situation, feels like it was unfair. But with the Temperance card being here, I feel like in reality, like if you really got to the nitty gritty of the situation, it was fair, and this person's just upset. I feel like there are lies being told to possibly manipulate a situation. But who's the person? It's Seven of Cups reversed. So it's somebody who's manipulating like the narrative through some type of communication. Two of Cups. It's like they're manipulating. Whoever this is somebody who's manipulating what's clearly meant to be. Someone is clearly upset that there's something that you're meant to have or something that's meant to be for you, and they're upset about it. What's the Seven of Cups reversed? Temperance. I feel like this could also be somebody who wants to go back and forth with you. Back and forth, back and forth. Magician again. Three of Swords. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like this is somebody who's trying to prove that something is not meant to be when it actually is. What's the Seven of Cups reverse? One more card. The title card. Yeah, I feel like something is becoming clear universally for people who are aware of your situation, who know you, who see you, Pisces. Things are becoming clear to people that you're freeing yourself from maybe a job or a position, or that things are coming together for you in your life, that you're meant to be doing something. It's like with the title card, like who you are is becoming clear. What you're capable of doing is becoming clear. What you're meant to be doing, what your destiny is, what your fate should be. It's becoming clear to everyone around you, and some people just don't like it. It's also becoming clear to people or this person that you're not confused anymore, or that you know what it is that you want to do. You've taken some type of leap of faith. You're becoming free. Things are balancing out in your life. The sun is starting to come up and the clouds are clearing away. And I feel like someone's upset about this. Ace of Pentacles. Yep. You were given an opportunity, or you saw an opportunity, because sometimes the opportunities that we're given are not just given to us. They're presented, and then we have to choose to take them. So it feels like you chose to take an opportunity and someone is upset about you for it. I feel like maybe you started a new job, or you decided to branch out in your business, or maybe you saw, again, we've been talking about supply and demand. Maybe you saw a demand and you provided a supply. You took a leap of faith, you did it, and it caused all this conflict and people started competing with you, right? Or people were competing for this position. Okay. And there's somebody here who wanted to manipulate your fate or your destiny, or they wanted to manipulate the situation and cause some type of conflict or confusion, or maybe even a confrontation, an argument. Okay. To try to delay you or manipulate a situation or create some type of like distraction. I kind of feel it kind of feels like somebody wanted to divert attention away from your success, or divert attention away from what it is that you're doing, so that they could like, oh, don't look at Pisces, look over here, I'm telling you something crazy about Pisces. Or like, it just feels like somebody was trying to get attention or manipulate a situation to make it look like it was like some crazy thing. Like, I don't even know what it's called. I don't even know how to explain it, but it feels like it's like somebody just say you were given an award at work, right? And in the middle of you walking up there to receive your award, someone knocks down something that makes a loud noise while you're giving your speech. And I remember I said that because I remember I was talking about, like, if you were valedictorian at your graduation and you worked really hard to become valedictorian and you gave a speech and one of your haters was in the audience coughing and moving the chairs around, making a lot of noises, trying to distract people from the fact that you were making your speech and, disrupt your moment. That's kind of what this feels like, because someone was disappointed that the moment was meant to be for you. And I feel like whoever this is, it's like their munitions? No. Yeah, munitions. Like whatever artillery that they metaphorically sent towards you, their motivations, their manipulation, I feel like is becoming clear. Because now people really get to talk to you, or they really get to see you, or they really get to meet you. Like, it's this situation where I feel like whoever this person is was upset that you had a job or you got a position that they wanted, but that they weren't meant to have. Okay, so what is this in the middle with actions and patience, innovator? What is the situation right now for Pisces? Six of Pentacles, definitely. That flipped out really like cute. You're receiving. Be open to receiving different options and different solutions. Wow. Four of Wands reversed. And the World card. So some type of, whatever you were feeling lack. Okay. There was a lack of security, stability, and safety in your life. Maybe you were homeless with the Four of Wands reversed. Maybe you've gone through a divorce. Maybe a relationship dissolved, or you weren't able to accomplish something in your life. Okay. That's coming to an end. Like, any instability that you've been experiencing in your life is coming to an end. Okay. Any type of depression, I feel, or sadness, or feeling like you aren't able to accomplish a goal is coming to an end. But you have to be observant. You have to pay attention, and you have to start looking at the things that Spirit is trying to show you that are outside of your original thought as to how something was going to go down. Okay. You're being given some type of material goods, money, services, help, assistance that's going to help you to understand why it's been so difficult for you to navigate through this process. Okay. Some of you, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your team, they want you to, talk to them more. Okay. Some of you may have had to sell a home, leave a home. Again, that's what the cards were talking about. And you may not understand why. But I feel like you're going to receive some type of information, documents, paperwork, legalities, finances, assistance that helps you understand why. Whatever you're getting something that's helping you to understand why this Four of Wands was reversed, why something was not coming together, why things were not working out, or why you had to remove yourself or be removed. And therefore, it's ending the cycle of that instability or lack of security. What's the Six of Pentacles? Five of Cups reversed. Yeah. Realizing that there's still hope in a situation. Yeah. Somebody wanted, whoever this is that was trying to cause hostility, wanted you to feel like there was no hope. Six of Wands. So you're having a victory now. Seven of Wands reversed. Interesting. You're having some type of victory and success. You could be getting attention. You could be elevated, promoted. You could be on some type of platform getting views. Whatever this is, you're having victory and success over a very confrontational, negative, combative, competitive situation that you were in with someone who really just was upset that you got an opportunity and they did not, or that you were successful at something and they were not. That's really what it feels like. There are people who are watching you in the crowd who don't fuck with you and who secretly resent you for being the one on the horse when they're not. Not everybody. That's what I tell y'all. When y'all hear me go off randomly, it's because I can sense a hater in the audience. Okay? These bitches are out here in force. So don't take it personal. Because I can really pick up on energy sometime, and it looks like I'm crazy because y'all can't see them. But I can see them with my third eye. Spiritually. Whatever you want to call it, intuition, God protected me, whatever you want to call it, I know these bitches out here. I know they pay for the membership. They go to extreme lengths just to try to get information to be a nuisance. Because they really don't have no life, and they don't love themselves. So when I go off on them sometimes, it be like, I gotta do it. Because, bitch, you need to know I can see you, ho. You ain't hiding from nobody. You ain't fooling shit. And you just need to know that you ain't stopping nothing over here. But a majority of y'all are not like that. A lot of you guys, you got to remember that a majority of people around you are not ops. They're not haters. They're not negative. And they genuinely appreciate your presence and look at you as motivation when it comes to them being able to succeed and them being able to reach those levels. And a lot of you guys have come up with creative solutions as to how to resolve a lot of your problems. So Spirit is trying to tell you, hey, if you're hitting a roadblock or if you're reaching some type of obstacle, accomplishing your goals and actually being able to physically execute, be creative when it comes to your ideas and how you move forward with the things that you want to do, because they're moving things around to try to remove the obstacle, but you also have to see the path that they're trying to create in order for it all to come together, right? So I feel like a lot of you guys have done that, and you are going to be receiving something that helps you to understand maybe something was meant to end. Maybe something wasn't meant to work. Maybe Spirit was trying to show you, hey, we're pulling this bush over here to the side. The road is blocked, but look, we moving this bush right here. Come drive this way. Come walk this way. That's what they're doing. I also feel like a lot of you are receiving whatever this is because you're paying more attention to the positive in life versus the negative with the Five of Cups reversed. Some of you are coming out of a place of deep depression. Some of you are coming out of this like feeling of being defeated. And you're having victory and success and being able to more so see the bright side, because I feel like you already started trying to implement that in your life. You may even be lowering your guards, putting your guards down. I also feel like You're not forcing situations with the Seven of Wands reversed. You're kind of like seeing that it's making you more happy to let go of a fight that you've been fighting for a really long time. What's the Six of Pentacles? One more card. Yeah, Three of Wands. You're looking out over the horizon and everything that you've been able to accomplish, everything that you've done in your life, and you're seeing a positive outcome for the future. So therefore, you're receiving something because you're being very positive about your perspective. Three of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles again and the Moon card. So you saw this opportunity over here, like whoever's upset, whatever, they saw you getting this opportunity, taking the opportunity. You saw this opportunity as something that would be successful or something that could possibly be positive. And you knew that you would have to face obstacles along the way. You didn't know exactly what you would find on your journey. And you may have been a little scared. You may have had a little bit of fear. You may have hesitated a bit because you knew that there would be things that you just could not see as you were walking along this path. It's kind of like this person is up here. Okay. It's like they're on this hill and they're looking over the horizon at this opportunity. Kind of like, even though this Ace of Pentacles is at the bottom of the valley and you see the mountains or whatever. Yeah, those mountains are the same mountains that are over here. And this person is looking upon like what they're about to get into by walking through this threshold and, you know, taking this opportunity. And they see the moon. They see this uncertainty. They know that they're only seeing half of the story, or they're only seeing half of a perspective, but they know that there is potential for success, right? Six of Wands. And it could have been very intimidating because this may have been something that you've tried to do several times and it has not worked. But I feel, Pisces, you decided to take an approach of positivity, or you decided to have a perspective of optimism because the Five of Cups is reversed. You put aside your fears because you were focusing more on the victory and how things could turn out positively versus the timeline that you may even have been able to prophesy about things turning out negatively. You chose to focus on the positive instead of the negative and get out of your comfort zone, even if something wasn't going to work out. But I feel like it taught you a lot. Yeah, and that's a confirmation. Chariot. Spirit is telling me, it's confirming that what I just said was correct, because the Chariot is like you getting out of your comfort zone. So you can expect to receive something that's going to make you really happy in the near future. I feel like you're waiting for good news, and I feel like that good news is going to come in. We have literally seen the Justice card, even though it was reversed. We saw it, which means this definitely could be legalities or things that involve court, lawyers, police, judges, courtrooms, contracts, things like that. But with the scales here and the scales here, it feels like a lot of you guys are really creative, and you need to fall back on that because you're coming up with ideas that are really positive. Things that I feel could help you in this situation to succeed. Yeah. You may avoid a disaster of some kind. Okay. So what's this contract and entertainer energy? Wow, look at that. The Eight of Cups reversed and the Tower reversed. Wow, what is this? You may be avoiding a tower and be able to stay in a situation that you thought might not work, or something that was collapsing or something. You may be returning back to something because energy is more stable now. Wow, 10 of Pentacles reversed and the Sun card. Yeah, and there's the Six of Pentacles again. Some of you may have let go of things, and that allowed room for you to receive, for sure. There could definitely be a quick turnaround. I feel like this is about rebuilding, though. I'm getting this energy of rebuilding. It feels like with the Eight of Cups reversed, because you're emotionally invested in something, and because you, I don't know, have returned back to something, you're able to rebuild it a lot more quickly, or there's a more positive attitude. There's a solution as to how to rebuild a situation here, or you're receiving money to rebuild. Some of you guys may have gone through a situation where, like, you had to fight with the insurance company to rebuild your house or something. I don't know. It kind of feels like with the Eight of Cups reversed in the Tower, you come back to, like, a site where, like a tornado or a natural disaster of some kind hit, and maybe you found out that your house wasn't destroyed, or your house was the only one that was left standing on the block, or it was something like that. Or some of you guys may have gone through some type of damage or destruction because of a natural disaster. You come back, you find out your house was leveled, and you have had to deal with the hostilities of the insurance company, legalities. Not quite sure exactly. It's like either you come back and find out that something wasn't destroyed, like your stuff wasn't destroyed. Everybody else's might be destroyed, and that's why they could be pissed off. But you find out that yours wasn't destroyed and everybody else's was, or you find out that it was destroyed and you were having to fight about this, but that, like, something about it is going to work out. There's a solution. What's the Eight of Cups reversed and the Tower reversed? Queen of Swords. What the fuck? Emperor. And the Two of Swords reversed. Yeah. So it's like you're seeing what was hidden. You're seeing what was being hidden in a situation where I feel like somebody was in power or in control. This is your boss, your manager, the CEO of a company, maybe the insurance provider. You know, like, I don't know who this is, but it's somebody who's in charge. It's an authority figure. Yeah, some of you are breaking a contract with someone about something, and you see all the things that you weren't able to see before. This could be an entertainment contract. Some of y'all could be receiving, like, back pay from work that you've done in the past. Some of you could work in different areas of entertainment. Like, you may not be an entertainer, but you may be a producer. You may be a sound guy. You could be a stage manager or a director, or, like, the back of the house, doing something in the back of the house that, you know, makes a situation run properly or smoothly. Interesting. What's this Three of Wands? Nine of Cups. Ten of Cups. And the Two of Cups. Some of you guys want a family. Some of you guys want to meet someone, have a traditional relationship. It's just, there's something that you wish for. There's something that you want when it either comes to connections, personal connections, love connections, friendships, community connections, or like business connections, when it comes to the dreams you want to achieve and what you want to do in your life. Like your dream job, your dream relationship, your dream family, your dream neighborhood, your dream home. That's what that's about. Nine of Cups. What is that with the Three of Wands? Lovers. Yeah. Four of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. So you're healing, you're making better choices, you're being more independent, saving money, becoming more autonomous, regaining your autonomy, using the skills that you have to propel yourself forward towards your goals so that you can get what it is that you want when it comes to the connections that you have. Definitely a dream. Also healing. So because you're healing, you're making better choices to have the life that you want. What's the Five of Cups reversed? The Knight of Swords, Eight of Wands, and the Four of Cups. Yeah, so you got some type of communication that was disappointing, but I feel like with the Five of Cups reversed, you weren't necessarily disappointed. Like, I don't know what this is. It feels like it was supposed to be a tower, but it wasn't. It feels like it was supposed to be bad news, but it wasn't. It feels like it was supposed to upset you, but it didn't. It feels like somebody was trying to make you mad, but they couldn't. And it was like, because you took it optimistically, or because you saw the bigger picture, or because you were able to distance yourself and see things from a higher perspective, someone's goal to try to like throw you off, it's like they weren't able to do it, or they weren't secretive enough about it. But somebody said something really quickly or aggressively, or there was a lot of communication back and forth that was possibly irritating you. Maybe you decided to cut your losses. There's something here that prevented you from feeling the way that someone intended you to feel from whatever they were saying or whatever paperwork you were reading or something like that. Oh my. Nine of Pentacles just popped out. Four of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So now we have this upright, but I feel like in the past. It's like there was a home, a marriage, a relationship, some type of union with the Four of Wands, a company that you worked for possibly, or a business that you had. This could have been your own personal business that you were having victory and success in, and there was some type of communication that was possibly disappointing, but that you didn't take that way. It just kind of feels like you really try to just look at a situation positively and see that there was still hope. I definitely feel like you accomplished something, or you were very successful and victorious in a situation. You made sacrifices, and that's why you were able to accomplish your goal. I feel like if somebody tried to let you go from a contract, that was actually something positive for you. If you got let go or fired from a job, it was actually something positive that helped you. Okay. Like you might have gotten a severance, or you may be getting a severance, unemployment, some type of government assistance. You may be able to take care of some type of program, scholarships. I'm not exactly sure what this is. But you were able to accomplish something on your own through sacrifice and hard work, which brought you victory and success, that caused someone to want to communicate kind of aggressively with you, to tell you something that they, I feel, hoped would make you disappointed, when in reality, even though it may have been disappointing, you didn't take it that way. What's the Six of Pentacles? The Magician. The Six of Pentacles again, and the King of Wands. Yeah, somebody wants to manipulate what you get or what you're able to receive. I feel like this may be because you're independent. Like if an artist is a musician and they want to sign to a label, but the label wants them to sign a slave contract, so the person doesn't sign the slave contract and they continue to be independent, then the label gets mad because they're making a lot of money and they can't like control this artist. And then the artist is like, well, you know, that's on you because I'm not going to be a slave to your company. So then the company tries to use its resources to like smother out that artist. That's what it kind of feels like. It feels like somebody's upset because you're independent. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. So, yeah. So it's like somebody's trying to intimidate you or scare you, make you afraid. What's the Magician in the 6 of Pentacles? High Priestess. Yeah, somebody's secretly manipulating your resources, your money, your pay. They're behind the scenes. They're hiding. They could even be hiding behind a woman. Or this could be a woman doing this. The World and the 10 of Cups. Yeah, there's some type of online illusion. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know if this is a spiritual practitioner, somebody who reads cards, who's manipulating the situation or doing spell work behind the scenes, or if this is a person who works at your company, who's messing with your money, somebody who may not want to pay you. But it feels like with the World card, it's like somebody's hiding from the world, like they're anonymous or they're faceless. They're hidden behind some type of like illusion. I don't know how to say this. It's like an invisible wall. But that doesn't make any sense. Because if they were hiding behind an invisible wall, you would see them. It's weird. It's like an optical illusion. It's like the cape in Harry Potter that made him invisible, but it turned the cape clear. That's what you get what I'm saying? I don't know why that was so difficult. But yeah, that's what it feels like. Somebody's hiding behind, like people, like they're looking to see if they can see this person, but they can't really see this person. There could also be, like, it's weird because I feel from both sides, like whoever this is hiding behind the cape in Harry Potter. So they're there, but they're invisible. You can't see them because they're hiding behind this cloak. They're cloaked. Something about them is cloaked. Okay? But it's like you have an invisible barrier to where they can see you, but they can't see the barrier of protection around you. And it's from your ancestors who you received power from. And I feel like this person wants your power. This is weird. What the fuck? This is like some real spiritual warfare type of shit. Like, this is really like what's going on behind the scenes of why someone is popping off. What's this title card? You can sense the manipulation, and I feel like you're not focusing on it. 6 of fucking Pentacles. It's because your position, whatever it is that you acquire, whatever it is that you possess, whatever power that your position gives you, somebody wants it. The Fool. And I told you guys it was about you taking a leap of faith towards an opportunity that was open to everybody, but everybody didn't take it. Either you took it and they didn't, or everybody took it and you succeeded. It doesn't matter. But you took a leap of faith and you received like positivity from it that made other people, I feel like, become disappointed because they couldn't control you. You had a victory, or you had some type of success, or you have clarity about like your path and where you're going. What's the 6 of Pentacles? Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay. I feel like this is someone who's trying to take your position, or they want to charge you for like being in the position. I don't know. 4 of Swords, Chariot. Truth is, whoever's hating on you is a lazy bitch. A lazy, codependent bitch. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Always distracted. Not very resourceful. Not an independent thinker. Like, the Queen of Pentacles reversed is a broke bitch. Okay? She may use her body and her fertility to garner money, whatever. I don't, whatever. Queen of Pentacles reversed to me is somebody who just don't have it together. They're very loose. They're not very protective over their heart, their resources. And if they aren't protective over their heart and their resources, they're always in situations where they're codependent and needy and all these other things. You may have decided to keep something a secret from this person or not tell this person something. Or there's something that they haven't told you. But with the Four of Swords, Queen of Pentacles reversed, and the Chariot, this just feels crazy. It feels like somebody's just upset. It's like you're not telling your secrets. I don't know what this is. But I feel like a lot of you guys are being very quiet about what you know, what you do, how you do it. I don't know. And you moved on. You took that leap of faith and you received some type of like position for it, or I don't know. It feels like you decided to do something without telling this person. What's the Temperance? What's the Temperance? The Ace of Swords. Two of Swords and the Four of Cups. Yeah, what you didn't see was starting to become clear, which made someone upset because you started to see the truth. What's the Ace of Swords? The World. This is clarity, 100%. And it probably came through a cycle coming to an end, kind of like what we talked about over here. The Four of Wands reversed and the World, right? Because whether things work out or whether they don't work out, both outcomes can provide clarity in situations where there's confusion. And I feel like someone was disappointed because I feel like either they didn't want you to know that you won or received victory or had success in a situation. They didn't want you to know that you were successful or believe that you'd be successful, or like they just didn't want you to be successful. And when you were, they were disappointed. Yeah, it was the universe. It was spirit. It was God, source, created an ending in a situation where you would be victorious. And I feel like it made someone mad. Page of Swords, Queen of Swords. Yeah, I feel like somebody is not as smart as you. And I'm not even trying to blow your head up. Like, there's something here about an illusion being created. There's something here about like obfuscation, aversion, omission. It's like there's something here where someone was trying to like confuse you, or they were trying to keep you in the dark about something. They were trying to make it so that you couldn't see the truth. They wanted you to be confused. They wanted things to be murky or cloudy, or they wanted the details of a contract to be weird and, very obscure, very, very abstract. They didn't want things to be clear for you to see, but it kind of feels like you saw it anyway. And that's what made you have a victory, or that's what made you succeed or be able to overcome this person's like issues. Because even though they were trying to block your eyes from seeing the truth, you still saw the truth anyway. That's what it feels like. It's like you saw how somebody was trying to pull the wool over your eyes, which ultimately caused you to be victorious and successful, which ultimately made this person upset and disappointed. We see the Queen of Swords right here. What's the Seven of Cups reversed? Eight of Swords reversed. Yeah. Some of you have some online success that's coming to you. And there's a person here who's like envious and jealous of it. They've been trying to make you afraid, but you're not afraid. Three of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. I feel like some of you are building something fearlessly or creating something. Like you're fearless. When it comes to your work, when it comes to what you do, you're very good at what you do. Because I feel like you're able to think outside of the box with the Eight of Swords reversed. And I'm hearing the Lucky song again in my head by Britney Spears. But like, you're not depressed, I don't think. It doesn't feel like that with the Five of Cups reversed. It just feels like somebody sees you as very lucky with the Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Pentacles. They feel like you get lucky. But I just feel that that's not what it is. Like, you can only get lucky so many times. After a while, it's like just talent, skill, pure ability. Nine of Pentacles. What's the Eight of Swords reversed? What's the Eight of Swords reversed with the Seven of Cups reversed? Hierophant and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there's some type of knowing your worth, knowing your value, being consistent, being committed to like knowing your worth and your value that help release you from some type of bondage in a situation. Not taking less than what you're worth. Not, yeah, it's like, I feel like you avoided being in a bad contract. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Yeah, somebody was offering you something over and over and over again. They kept coming back. And I just feel like you were able to stay independent. Your intuition was telling you that somebody was being manipulative when it comes to what they were giving you or when it comes to what you were receiving from someone. What's the Queen of Swords? Hangman reverse. Yeah. I feel like you've gotten out of situations that were like people were trying to trap you or set a trap for you, where you got caught up in a trap and you had to look at it from a different perspective. You were probably looking at it from the trapper's perspective or the hunter's perspective. So you were able to hunt better the next time. Like, that's kind of what it feels like. Five of Swords, Six of Swords. Yeah. Some type of hostility, some type of situation where somebody wanted to be in control of the narrative or silence you or, you know, keep you from being able to tell the truth when it comes to like what you experienced. I feel like somebody was just trying to keep you trapped or torture you in a situation. And you use the law or you use the truth, whatever this Ace of Swords is that Spirit gave you, the clarity. I don't know what it is, but it was a sword. It was one sword. 6 minus 5 is 1. Okay. That's an ace right here. You had an ace in the hole. You had an ace card. So whatever you had in your hand, you were playing a hand of cards. You just had a better hand. You were dealt a better hand and somebody's mad. Ooh. You were dealt a better hand and you used your ace card, which more than likely was your spiritual connection, your connection to your ancestors. You had an ace card. And it helped you to get out of a situation. You were guided out of a situation so somebody couldn't trap you, because I feel like you just saw that shit coming. What's the hanged one? Hangman reverse. Yep, the devil and the 7 of Wands. Boy. I feel like you were legally able to get out of a bad contract. Yeah, it's like you block someone from it's like I'm seeing the 8 of Wands that we saw earlier with this Knight of Swords as like someone, you know, when they shoot a net out of those net guns and it opens up and tries to trap the prey. That's what I feel like somebody was doing with this right here. They were like, boom, and shot it at you. You put that wand out and it blocked this negative energy that they were trying to get you like this. You get what I'm saying? They were shooting a trap at you, so hopefully you would end up like this and like this. But it didn't happen like that. They shot the trap at you and you were able to avoid it and see it coming so that you could avoid it. Tower reversed. Star and the 4 of Swords. Wow. Healing. Immense healing. Spiritual intervention when it comes to your healing. Connecting to your ancestors in the sky. Connecting to God. I feel like you prayed. 4 of Swords star card. Your prayers protected you from the devil, from a bad contract, from a demon, from negativity that was trying to get you caught up. And it's like you knew through what you've been through in the past that prayer would solve the problem. Wow. And I'm not even trying to be funny because, like, I told y'all about the DoorDash. So, what's the Tower reversed? I just wanted to get into it. Chariot. Yeah, you escaped. And then the Tower hit. So, therefore, it's like you avoided it. 3 of Wands, Emperor. That's why the 2 of Swords is reversed over here. Because you saw what somebody was trying to do. You expected or you sensed that you would have to move quickly or get out of a situation. Or you expected to be guided whether you knew what you were going to have to do or not. Or you expected someone to send someone for you or send someone after you. I don't know. What's this Chariot? What's this Chariot with this Tower reversed? King of Pentacles reversed. Who is these raggedy people? 3 of Wands, 7 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you were waiting for somebody to come after you, or you were waiting for somebody to, like, try to lie, cheat, steal, be sneaky. I feel like you were waiting for the right time to move. I feel like you used some type of strategy that was crazy. I don't know what this situation is, but it's like you knew what was going on. You were expecting somebody to come at you in a real ghetto way. A real ghetto, raggedy, dusty way. I also feel like you took a different approach to something than what you have in the past because you've learned from something. And therefore, you were able to avoid a tower, or someone wasn't able to destroy you. Somebody thought they were going to be able to destroy you. But I feel like someone doesn't have the money to move, or they don't have the finances or resources that they need to, like, travel or even, like, send some type of legal action your way. I feel like you were waiting for somebody to come after you. So you already had a strategy to, like, deal with them when they came after you. But it kind of feels like whoever this person is, or whatever this company or whoever this is, it's like, I don't know if they don't have the money to come after you. or they don't have the jurisdiction or something like that. It feels like somebody doesn't have the right to come after you for something. Boy, what's the Eight of Cups reversed? Ooh, Knight of Wands reversed. Okay, Seven of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Yes. So you saw clearly. You saw that someone didn't have the money, the time, the effort, the energy, the resources, or the wisdom to be able to come after you. And you knew that if you moved, or if you knew that if you expected their next move, or if you anticipated their next move through the context clues that you were already picking up on based on the trap that you felt like they were trying to set, if you knew that if you could anticipate what they were going to do next and then react before they acted or change the dynamic or the energy, that they wouldn't be able to destroy anything or come after you, because you could see that their plot, their plan, their strategy was to either get you to move recklessly or get you to become too arrogant to where you stayed where you were. It's like somebody was trying to force you to stay where you were, or somebody was trying to prevent you from being able to move. I don't know what it's like they wanted to keep you in this bondage type of place. Eight of Swords, Devil card, Hangman. It's like they wanted you to be constricted or have like no options with the Seven of Cups reverse. But because you're always in a situation where you're like, no, I know I have options, you kind of like worked with spirit to see that bush opening up. And you took the bush. And they didn't expect for you to take that route because they didn't see that route because they're not connected. And they got mad because you were dealt a better hand. And they whoever this person is trying to come at you. And I don't think they can actually come at you. So you may not even know what's going on, but I feel like it's something legal going on that you don't really know about, but that somebody is taking action on to be hostile towards you. But I don't think it's going to work, because I feel like whatever groundwork that you've laid, they're trying to be petty about it. They wanted to distract you so that you wouldn't go anywhere or you wouldn't take action. And I feel like you saw that coming. Strength. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. I also feel like somebody underestimated your abilities. Somebody thought that you didn't have the time, the money, the energy, the effort, the resources. Queen of Pentacles reversed. But in reality, it was them who did not have it. Somebody thought that they were like smoking you out, or what's that called? Smothering you. I don't know how to explain it. But it feels like somebody thought that you didn't have any money or resources to take action, but you actually had savings, or you had somebody that was helping you. Six of Swords, see what I'm saying? And the Ace of Pentacles. You were guided towards the hidden path behind the bush. And all you did was work and stay focused on your work. And you really didn't do anything besides anticipate people's next move. But I feel like you saw. Look, and then how the Six of Swords is going away from the Ace of Pentacles. It kind of feels like either someone was upset because you took an opportunity that they didn't take, or they're upset because you took the opportunity and did better, or they're upset because they offered you an opportunity that was a trap and you didn't take it. See what I'm saying? And it's because somebody underestimated your spiritual protection. They underestimated your intelligence. They underestimated your abilities when it comes to gathering and garnering resources. And they thought that they were going to be able to manipulate you into taking the fall for something, paying for something, taking responsibility and ownership for something that was not yours. They were trying to dwindle you down to only having one option when there were actually many options opening up. So Spirit is, even if you're in this situation right now, Spirit is about to give you more options than what you think, or you have more options than what you think, or if you've gone through this in the past and you're kind of out of this situation, I feel like Spirit is saying, yes, you did a good job. You paid attention to what was going on. You were picking up what Spirit was throwing down, and you made the right decision to go down the path through the hidden bush. That's crazy. That's crazy. Somebody really like tried it. They really tried it. The signs that are out here are Sagittarius, Scorpio, Taurus. Okay? Sagittarius, Scorpio, Taurus. We also have Taurus again with the Hierophant, possibly Libra, Pisces, Gemini, I want to say, or Aries with the Magician. Maybe Taurus as well because it's clarifying the Six of Pentacles. Possibly Scorpio, Gemini with the Lovers, Cancer with the Chariot, Leo with the Strength card, Capricorn with the Devil, Pisces or Virgo with the Hangman in reverse. Anything else Pisces needs to know when it comes to this situation? Guidance, faith, healing, intuition, dreams. Yeah, your spirit team is trying to lead you through this situation, or that's what they did. Planning, contemplation, text, phone call, meetup. So you may be getting a text, a phone call, or some type of correspondence, email possibly to meet up or have some type of meeting. Okay. You may have to take GPS to get to this place or to get to this meetup. And you may be contemplating whether or not you're going to go or whether or not you should travel. Okay. People could be making plans around you, and you may be asking for guidance as far as whether or not you should participate in these plans for some of you guys. Okay. I feel like a lot of you guys see through a lot of illusions that people have been trying to put in your face. And I feel like you're trying to move forward from the past where you've been unstable when it comes to your resources. A lot of you guys don't want to get caught up in financial instability. A lot of you guys want to make sure that you're being resourceful and wise and intelligent about your spending habits. And you may have people who want to go out and do things with you and you don't want to spend the money. And you may decide like to stay in because you want to avoid a tower of negativity in the future, which, you know, is overspending technically. Okay. I feel like some of you guys don't know that there's something going on behind the scenes where you're going to receive a large lump sum of money. I feel like you're making a choice to do the things that you want to do based on the expectations that you have for yourself. A lot of you guys really want to be independent, and you're speaking life over yourself through positivity. Okay. And it's causing a shift in the dynamics. Okay. There's a person who's either unemployed, it's a feminine energy, possibly a Taurus, maybe a Virgo or Capricorn, earth sign energy, who, I mean, this also could be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, other than you, right? But there's a feminine energy who's very unstable. She's on food stamps, Medicaid, or some type of government assistance, or she's just lost a job and receiving unemployment from that job. This feminine energy, it could be a masculine in their feminine. It could be a gay man. It could be a feminine who's in her masculine, or a masculine who's in their feminine. Take it how it resonates. But to me, it looks like it's a woman. This person is, I feel like, on some type of government assistance or getting unemployment, like I said. But I feel like this person is, it's like, I feel like they're jumping to conclusions about your circumstances. I feel like you consistently show up in a balanced position or a very wise position for this person. You always come off as being very free, open, available. You may work for yourself, or you have a business. You may do something online, and this person is trying to, I feel like, dibble and dabble into what you're doing. So they may be trying to get information. They may be trying to pry. I feel like they want you to clarify what you do. And this could be hostile in a way, right? You know, I mean, unless this is the motherfucking IRS, people shouldn't be really like prying into your business like that. And I feel like the only reason why it's like the only reason why someone is chastising you for what you do or prying into your personal business or trying to poke holes in what you do is what? Look what just popped out. Because they're envious, because they're a hater, they're spiteful, and they're jealous. So it feels like some of you guys may be trying to figure out how to navigate a situation with coworkers, with acquaintances, with people who are in your community who you have to, be around in some way, shape, or form. Hell, you could be trying to make changes in your local government. And that you may be going to town hall meetings, and you could be at the town hall meetings trying to speak on things. People say, wow, how wise of you, Pisces. And you're speaking up about things, or you're talking about things that we need to discuss and making really good points. And some jealous bitch in the audience who wants to have the floor all the time and wants to be the one who creates all the ideas, who doesn't know how to deal with her issues with control, want to pry into your personal business and get all in your business about what you do and how you make money and why you're able to be there. That's kind of what it gives. It gives this energy where somebody's either upset with the job that they work because they don't make enough money, or they just got laid off or fired, or they don't like their marriage, or I don't know. It's like, because the Hierophant, the Queen of Cups, and the Eight of Swords reversed is kind of like, okay, you may be committed to being single. You may be Nine of Pentacles. You may be free. You may not be locked down in a job contract or a marriage contract. You may have been divorced. You may have been laid off and then you started a business, or you may have been laid off and you got a better job. And now you have more freedom in your new job. There's somebody here who's really like, it feels like they're demanding that you clarify what you do, or they're demanding that you tell the truth about who you are. And it's like, bitch, who the fuck are you to be asking me what the fuck I got going on? And why? It's because they're envious and hateful and jealous. Distractions, temptation, always busy, kept you waiting, desire, self-pleasure, sexual thoughts, intense feelings. I just feel like this person is trying to distract you or other people around you from the fact that they're jealous of you and they desire to have what you have. And I feel like either Spirit is telling you to really contemplate whether or not you keep these plans with this person or keep these plans with this group, or if you're contemplating about doing whatever this is or going to whatever this is, I don't know. It kind of feels like you're being guided on the decision to make. And if you do have to go somewhere, take a different route. If a different route pops up, because I'm getting with the bush being moved and the new path like showing up, it kind of feels like Spirit is like, okay, if you're on the highway and you're driving and your GPS says, we found a faster route, take that. Because that's what I'm getting. It kind of feels like you activate something and then the route opens up. Yeah. You may be trying to figure out if someone's intentions are nasty and negative towards you. And I feel like Spirit is trying to guide you towards an answer to that question based on the tone of someone's, like, you can tell, bro. Listen, y'all see already what the fuck going on. I'm trying to let you know right now. Somebody is jealous of you because you got dealt a better hand. And to be honest with you, who's really to say that you got dealt a better hand? They just feel like you got dealt a better hand. And I feel like you may not feel like you got dealt a better hand. You may be more objective, and you know that everybody goes through shit. It's just different shit for different people. But however, you may have learned how to better play your cards. You might have had a shitty hand, but you know how to play your cards right. No matter what hand you get, you play that shit. Okay? You could literally be playing cards. One more card for Pisces. Mind games. See what I'm saying? So Spirit is guiding you to understand that if you're contemplating someone's intentions towards you, you should not, because they're playing mind games. They're being envious and jealous of you. And they're immature, trying to test you so that they can analyze you and see what you're thinking. Determined, persistent, still holding on, flowers and gifts, and Netflix and chill. Sneaking around, friends with benefits, spending time with someone else. So someone is determined to play mind games with you because, I don't know, maybe they're jealous of who you're dealing with. Or maybe they're dealing with somebody and they don't want that person to look at you. Or I don't know what the fuck that is about. I don't think it's got much to do with you specifically. But that's crazy. Like, I just had to get into that. It's like in these readings, I feel like Spirit really wants you to understand, like, all the different avenues of how things can play out. What's guidance, envy, and mind games? Ooh. What is guidance, envy, and mind games? Empress? This could be someone older than you. Ten of Swords, King of Wands. This could also be someone who went through a termination of a pregnancy. Someone who can't have children. Queen of Pentacles reversed. I don't know. This could be someone who has a negative relationship with their mother. Yeah, I feel like somebody's trying to stab you in the back because of a man. I don't know. Or, I don't know. Or because you're the Empress or something. I don't know. Somebody could be upset because someone's interested in you. It could be a situation where you come into a situation and someone shows interest in you. But whoever this is jealous of you because the person shows interest in you, but not them, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you're a masculine or feminine energy. You could be a masculine showing interest in someone, and there's a feminine who is interested in you, but you're not interested in them. And then they're jealous of the feminine that you're interested in because you're not interested in them as a masculine. Some of you could be a feminine who has a masculine interested in you. And there's a feminine who's jealous because the masculine is interested in you. That's what it feels like it's about. So if you're a masculine, it feels like just to get back at you, this jealous, envious feminine is going to try to stab the feminine who you're interested in the back and like gossip or speak down on them or some crazy shit. Just because they're mad that you're not interested in them. And if you're a feminine, it feels like that's possibly the outcome. And it feels like it's because y'all came into a situation. Like, it's like somebody liked somebody or had a crush on somebody for a long time. And whoever they had a crush on wasn't paying no mind to them. Wasn't paying them no attention. And you come in and you get this person's attention, and so it makes that person upset. Like, you ain't got no control over that shit. Folks need to really get their mind right. What's that? One more card. Thank you. Ooh, Temperance reverse. This person looks like an empress. They dress like an empress. They present themselves like an empress. They do their makeup like an empress. They could be a little overweight, a little voluptuous, a little plushy. You know, squishy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Right? But I don't know what it is. You get what I'm saying? It's just something about, that's not the reason why they're not being chosen. Or that's not the reason why they don't get what they want to get. It's because they're imbalanced inside. That's what I feel. I really do feel like someone also can't have children. And you may have kids and this person is jealous of you. 3 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. Wow. What the fuck? Whoever this is expecting for something to not work out because they're going to sabotage it. crazy. It's premeditated. What's the Empress and the Temperance reversed? Ace of Cups. Yeah, this is a feminine who's out of whack, like out of balance. Something about this bitch is not right. Yep, and there's the Justice card and the King of Swords. See? But whoever this is that they're trying to like steal from you, or I don't know what the fuck is going on. Whatever they're trying to do that's nefarious with this Ten of Swords. Whoever they're doing this about, or the reason why they're doing this, it's like that person is going to see them acting this way. And they're going to know what the right decision is or who the right choice is. That is so crazy. Somebody's gonna know. Yeah, it's like somebody knows that a person is trying to talk down on you or do something crazy. Like this could even be like the first scenario that I was kind of talking about earlier with like legal situations. Somebody trying to get you caught up in a contract. Whoever the judge is, King of Swords, Justice. So it could be a judge. It could be a lawyer. It could be someone in the legal field or something like that. It's like they are giving someone a pass or a blessing and bringing order to a situation that was out of balance because they're observing from afar. Kind of like when I was holding up the Ace of Pentacles and the Moon card, they were observing from afar what was going on and it did not add up. It didn't make sense. Temperance reversed. It was like, nah. So somebody could be comparing your story versus another person who's accusing you their story and it doesn't add up. And they're like, okay, this is fucked up. Because I see, after observing from a higher perspective, that something is out of balance with this. And I can see the Ten of Swords taking place. I can see the trail that either led to the Ten of Swords or led away from the Ten of Swords. And it's like this person can identify that the reason why that Ten of Swords took place was because someone wanted your abundance, or someone wanted what you had, or someone was envious or jealous, playing mind games with you, trying to confuse you or fuck with your head, and you made certain decisions based on that determination. That's determined. I forgot that card was right there. But I meant like determination in terms of like a decision, right? Based on that decision or understanding or conclusion that whoever this person is who's bringing order to the chaos and has wisdom or experience in this type of situation, they see that someone's talking down on you because they're envious and jealous. They see that someone tried to get you caught up in a trap. They see that someone did something nefarious or sneaky and they omitted information to where you were forced to make a certain set of decisions. Had you known all the information, you would have made a different set of decisions. So this emperor knows what was hidden and they're making their choice based on what they have concluded and deduced from their experience plus the evidence. And it really feels like this decision is fair. With the Justice being upright, the decision is fair. We saw that Queen of Wands with the Justice reversed earlier, which means that there's a raggedy bitch. I don't care if she looked good or not. She looked good on the outside, but this bitch on the inside are all discombobulated. Everything is fucked up. And because of that, that's also causing whoever is making this decision or choice to see that something ain't right. So I don't think y'all got to really worry about much right now. I really do not. I'm going to get an advice card. But that's crazy. I know these readings are long as fuck. And I am not trying to make the readings long, but I just cannot stand that short little 1-2 reading that said, oh yeah, you're going to get some money. That's just so dumb and stupid. Oh yeah, somebody's coming in. They love you. They're going to propose. You don't know them yet, but they're going to get down on one knee and propose to your ass. I can't stand that shit. So I would rather give y'all like real information. And sometimes in order to get to the bottom of it, because I am the type of person who's going to get to the bottom of it, Because at first on the surface it looks like one thing, but when you get down into it, you realize it's something else. Because what the fuck was that? The message wasn't saying nothing. Like, what the fuck are we really talking about here? So for those of you who stick around, thank you. Because y'all the real goats. Y'all the ones who really gonna be winning. Shout out to all of the subscribers, all the new subscribers, all my members, moderators. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Let me know in the comments if we on point or not. What is going on? What is the advice for Pisces? Ooh, leadership and relax. Slow down. Ooh, slow down. Ain't that what he say? I just want to get to know you, but don't turn around. Look good to me. Somebody wants you. Somebody like your ass. They be looking at your booty. It ain't your beauty, it's your booty. I'm just playing. I think they think you're beautiful as well, but the booty is a plus. Okay? Slow down. I'm taking time to simply be, meaning exist. The angels would like to introduce you to the art of being. Whew. There are many things we can rediscover by slowing down and not always rushing to get things done. Boom, bam. Okay. Walk slowly. Pay attention to every step. Leave time for conversation. Eat slowly. Be deliberate and deliberately aware of your actions. Okay. They want you to slow down. Wow, this is the same. Ain't that the same picture? It's not, but it looks very similar. Okay, so slow down. Now, the main two cards that came out is leadership and relax. So leadership says, my positive attitude influences others. The angels remind you that you have the ability to accomplish anything and everything that you set your mind to in this life. It is critical for you to be able to discover this special gift and use it to help others in need. Yeah, so you're meant to be in a place of leadership. And that's what I was picking up on. Like, y'all remember I was saying, like, positive attitude, the way that you were optimistic about a situation really changed the way something turned out. Yeah. So you're basically meant to lead others in the same way, or just be an example to others by being this way. And then we have relax. All worries and anxieties are leaving my mind, making space for calmness and peace. The angels want you to know that feeling at peace internally can boost overall contentment. I almost said commitment. And feelings of happiness regardless of the challenges you face. A relaxed and calm outlook can help you navigate life's often turbulent waters more smoothly. Yeah, because it's like when you're fearful, when you're anxious, when you feel overstimulated, it's like your problems become bigger than what they actually are. And you start to, like, when you overthink, you start to think too quickly and you miss certain steps. And that's what I feel like Spirit is trying to say. They want you to look and find the bush. They want you to see them pulling the bush. They want you to see the bush floating and moving and be like, what the fuck is that? But if you're zooming and moving too fast to be able to see that they're opening this portal or this pathway for you to go down, then you're going to miss it and still be struggling through a problem that they were trying to help you to solve. Okay. Now, rebirth says, I'm in constant bloom. I am refreshed, rejuvenated, and reborn. You have entered a period of spiritual awakening and rebirth, where you have the opportunity to align with your higher self and the overreaching principles that guide you. The angels say to be prepared to be the best you can be. Some of y'all might be joining the military. You might be joining the military, or you might have just joined. My deepest love and support and safety, protection, holistic healing throughout everything that you may experience or have experienced in the military goes to you, from my ancestors to yours, my love. Because no matter what I say about the military, I respect and appreciate the service. of military people. I just wish that they would see the truth. And I understand some people do see the truth and they join up for their own reasons. So I don't judge, but I just send all of that positive energy to you guys, from my ancestors to yours, no matter what you may face. But it feels definitely, because I just saw that be all you can be. And I thought about the Army or the Marines or whoever, whatever the slogan is. But Spirit is trying to tell you, hey, slow down. Okay? Relax. Stay positive and optimistic. Don't let your fears cause you to overthink or make reactive decisions, because you're being rejuvenated and you're blooming and blossoming into a being who is meant to be a leader. This could be that you're going to be in a part of the entertainment industry. You could be dealing with entertainment law. Some of you guys are lawyers straight up, and I've been picking up on y'all. And you are meant to be connected to some type of legal avenues that deal with situations. Like, you may deal with heavy situations in court, and you're going to be the type of lawyers who deal with those heavy situations because it's a lot of spiritual warfare, and you're equipped with the skills to be able to combat that and be a lawyer who can deal with those situations. So whatever your profession is, whatever it is that you do, you're very innovative and creative, you guys. And I just feel like Spirit wants you to understand how much you are protected and how much you know, so that you can use it, utilize it, and move through life with less of a panicked state of mind. Because everything I feel in this situation is being resolved. And I feel like you're going to be someone who testifies or delivers your testimonies about what you've been through to other people to help inspire them in those ways as well. So I hope that helped you guys. Y'all be sure to like, subscribe, book your readings, get in the comments. Thank you for answering the poll the other day, Pisces. We're definitely going to talk about that very, very soon. I appreciate all of you guys' love and support. And remember, this is our Circle Booze. Bye.